Hello everyone, it's day 37 of my journey and today we're gonna learn about transitions and transforms. A very important part of our Webflow journey because we want to make really beautiful and alive sites that looks premium and very interactive. And so today I did this box just with some text inside. A div block and I styled it. I styled the body to have a background color and everything to be centered. And the box I just gave it a background color, text color, some padding, border radius, font size. And now we're gonna make a lot of transforms to this button and transitions, and we will learn a lot about the transitions and the transforms. So why we need to use transitions and transforms? It's because everything in the CSS changes instantly, and it's not very beautiful. And the transitions are making everything super smooth, and it just looks more natural. Um, and so the normal syntax for the transition is like this. We have the property. For example, the color, the background, this is the property. And then we have the duration, like 200 ms. And then timing function. Timing function. And this timing function is like is or is out, is out, uh, is in and out, like this. And this is our structure. We have the property, the duration, and the timing structure. And we must put it here in the as a transform property inside our selected element, like we selected this box now. So maybe let's try to see how everything looks and how to do it the right way. So let's start with our first example. For example, let's change the background color of this box. For everything to work, we need to have an active state and the hover state. So the active state is the normal, I mean a normal state. We have our box here. And let's add the transition property. And what do we need? We need the property that we're gonna change. So we want to change the background. And let's write background color. And let's then we need a duration like 100 ms, and then the timing function we're gonna use is, and that's it. We now have our transition set. Now now we need to make the hover state. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit confused as well. I'm just learning this on the go now. So okay, so now we have our hover state, and let's change the background to 25, 63, and let's see if it works. So what we did, we add the transition here, in our element, and we said to this element, I want you to have a transition on the background color, and the duration will be 200 ms, and the timing function will be ease. And let's see if it's gonna work. And it's working. You can see. And let's make it 200 ms, for example. I don't see difference. Okay, we have our first transition. When you hover, the background color is changing. Let's see if I remove this, will it still work? Still working. Even if I remove transition, I think it's gonna work again. Still working. The tower thread again. Okay, I think now it works. This. Let's make it 500 ms. Let's make it 1000 ms. Okay, it's working. You can see it's much slower now with 1000 ms. Let's leave it at 200 ms. Looks better. Okay, and we did our first transition. Background color is animatable. The box fades smoothly instead of snapping. Yeah, it's really fading. You can see it. If I remove this transition, now you see it's snappy. And if I add it, very smooth. Cool. Works. Nice. What else should we do? Let's uh, transition the text color, hover me text, and make it. We have this color now, the white color, and let's add the transition, and let's say color. We want this to change, and give it again 200 ms, and again is. And now we initiated our transition. And here, let's change the color to let's say this color, to 8F0. Let's see. I can't see a big difference. Let's change it to red. Okay. Now we can see it. Or let's change it to light blue, for example. Light blue. Or to purple, actually. Light purple. Light purple. There is no or color like this. Let's see if there is a pink. Okay. Pink is fine. Working. And that's how we did it. We just add the transition property and we say we want to change this. And for this duration. And this is how I want you to do it. You can change this to is, easy in, ease out, but we're just gonna use is. You can even make custom properties here, but we just want to know now the basics, how to do it. And this is how to do it. In the normal state, you initiate the transition with the property, the duration, and how to do it. And then in the hover state, you just change the property to what you want. Actually, it's very cool. Very cool. Let's make something else. Let's change the opacity, maybe. And how to do it. Let's add opacity here. For example, opacity 1. And let's we now know how to do it. Transition. We want to target the opacity. 200 ms again. Is. And now here we just change the opacity. Opacity 0.7. And let's see. Oh, it's working. We can see it how the opacity changes of the button. Nice, nice, amazing. It's very smooth as well. Very cool. Nice. And now maybe let's make some transforms. So the transforms modify the element visually without affecting the layout. They are GPU accelerated, which makes them very smooth. The transform functions we will see 99% of the time are scale, translate, rotate, and sometimes skew. You can combine them inside the same transform. Okay? And how to use it? You do it again with the transition. You write here transition. And then you type transform here. Form. And again, you need a duration and the time function is. And now on hover, we just target the transform and change the scale. But yeah, you just target the transform, type scale 106, and let's see if this button will grow. Yeah, it's growing. Nice. So how we did it? We just initiated a transform, gave it a time duration and time function, and then on the hover set we just type transform and do what we want. Nice. We can also do something else. For example, we can change this function to translate y and type -8 pixels. Let's see what will happen. Okay. With this function translate y, we just change the location of the button. You can see -8 pixels means that it's going up 8 pixels. And look, the button feels alive. And we can change the transform property here with another functions. For example, we can use the rotate function as well. And let's give it 4 degrees. And now you can see it's rotating. We can also combine functions. Oh, this is interesting. Let's combine more functions. Let's say scale 10.5. Then translate y minus 6 pixels. And then rotate 2 degrees. Let's see what's happening. Oh, nice, nice. Look, such a cool transform, and this is apparently very performant. So sometimes if we can use transitions and transforms in our Webflow projects, we should always do it. It's super efficient way to make the animations. They're super fast, very clean, very cool, nice. And what else should we do? Let's remove this transform because it's very distracting. We will make some other. We can combine transitions and other properties. How should we do it? Let's remove this transition now. I'm just gonna leave the opacity, but let's remove. Maybe can leave this. Let's just remove the background. Gonna combine some transitions, like for example, let's give it. Let's make a box shadow, like this. I think let's say 0. So we just have the property. We just create the property, the box shadow. I think I did it right. And now let's initiate another transition. Initiate another transition. And here we can combine a lot of transitions at once. Let's initiate one transform property. 100 ms is. Then let's target the box shadow and make the duration of 240 ms is. And there's background color. We remove the transition of the background color, so now we're gonna initiate again. And now on the hover, we already have the background property that's gonna change. And let's add the, because we initiated here a transform property, so let's add it from here, and let's say scale 106. Get bigger. And what else? Let's make the box shadow now. You can see here we initiated the box shadow transform. We added it here, the property. And let's say box shadow 0, 12 pixels, 30 pixels. So we give it a size. Here it's 0, there is no box shadow and no color. And here we're telling it to grow to these parameters. And let's change the color. I think this is the opacity. Let's see what will happen. 0. Can we see the shadow? I don't think. What will happen? Carlos. Happening. Happening. One. Nothing is happening. The scale transform works. The box shadow though. Let's give it 20. I don't know. Let's change the background of the body to white if you gonna see the shadow then. Okay. Yeah, I can see the shadow now. The shadow is working. You can see the little opacity behind. Let's change it to how it was. So it's the eyes. Okay, nice. We did our box shadow. And so the timing function of okay the the timing functions are is. You can change it to is out, and you can change it to is in and out. Is out starts fast, then slows down. Perfect for hover animations because it feels natural. So for the hover animation, is out is cool. What else should we do? And we can make a lot of all the animations here at once, guys. You can just copy, paste, for example, all of our animations. Here it will work same. Doesn't matter. We just get the position, and then everything that we want to change, we can type it here, and it's gonna work. Gonna work normally. Here, property here. Make the rotate. 40 degree. setting. Once the transform is initiated, you can make all the transform changes here. Transitions always run both direction, hover in, hover out. You do not need extra code for the reverse animation. Yeah, you can see it. That's cool. And performance rules for 2025. Use transforms and opacity for the smoothest animations. Avoid transitions on width, height, left, top, margin. They're slower and can reflow the layout. Best performance properties are form, opacity, box shadow, background color, and color. These are the ones modern designers. These are the ones modern designers use 99% of the time. And maybe let's let's make it again. Let's remove all the properties from here and all the transitions here. And else should go. Let's remove this. Pointer. Select none. And let's make one final exercise. Let's say, let's initiate the, let's say transform. Scale 1. Let's make the transition. And what we're gonna change? We're gonna change the background color. The duration will be 100 ms, and we're gonna use the ease function. We're gonna change the text color. We're gonna use the ease function. Well, we're gonna change the opacity. Gonna use ease for everything. What else? We're gonna initiate. We're just gonna initiate the transform again. And the box shadow. Is this is what we go change. Let's change the background color to, as you can see, nothing is happening now. Now we're gonna change everything when we add the values to the hover effect. 5, 3, now the background color will be changed. It. Let's change the color of the text to pink. And now the color of the text is pink, very smoothly. What else? The opacity. Here it's 1. We initiated here the opacity change already. So when we make it 0.9, for example, you see a very slight opacity change. If we make it 0.1, now it will almost disappear. It. Let's leave it at 0.8.85. No, 0.9 actually. Perfect, just to see it's hovered. And what else? Let's use the transform. And what should we do? Let's scale to 0.6 and translate y. This translate y. Translate y is very cool. Make it feel alive, going up and getting bigger. This is making the scale is making it bigger, and the translate is have this jumpy effect, like the button is jumping. Let's add the box shadow. 0, 12 pixels. Give it a dimension. Then opacity color. That's it. Okay. Nice. Cool, and we're done. And what we did the background transition, color transition, opacity fade, scale, translate, box shadow. We use timing functions. And the hover out behavior, we understand is oops, I forgot 20 slide. And the hover out function, it handles it itself, the transform and the transition properties. So we don't have to think about that. Nice. And that's it, guys. I think we know now the basics of the transitions and the transforms. There will be much more to learn, but now we have the basic knowledge on how the transitions are done and what transitions are, the time functions. Cool. I'm very happy with the knowledge. Thank you for everyone for watching the video and see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.